raising 4 of the deadliest sea monsters in history as pets. They start as tiny babies that fit in the palm of your hand and grow all the way to being released into the real ocean, where they'll interact with humans, everyday sea creatures, and each other to see what would happen if these legends existed today. Starting off with this guy, a baby Leviathan, the biblical sea dragon with fire-breathing jaws and armor so strong no weapon can pierce it. Even as a tiny baby, he treats everything like an enemy, smashing and biting with powerful jaws. Next up, this is a baby Hydra from Greek mythology, the multi-headed serpent where if you cut off one head, 2 grow back. Right now, his heads are already showing different personalities. One bold and aggressive, another cautious, and the third strangely playful. Then we have a baby Megalodon, the most powerful shark that ever lived. He can grow over 60 feet with a bite force 10 times stronger than a T-Rex. As a baby, he already looks restless and ready to accelerate like a missile. And finally, this is a baby Nessie, the legendary Loch Ness monster, a long-necked creature with over 1,000 reported sightings. His incredibly flexible neck already reaches for food from any angle with perfect patience. Now that we have all 4 sea monsters, I'm building them one
so
big
multiple
shared habitat
videos.
from the
Nessie
start, so they can
is
grow up
chill.
together. The tank has
Let's see if Nessie's
reinforced
chill in
zones
this
with
one.
rocks and bars for Leviathan, dark corners for Hydra, a long narrow tunnel for Megalodon to build speed, and tall vertical levels with floating platforms for Nessie. There are caves for privacy, plenty of swimming space, and even some structures to test their instincts. It's time for their first meeting. Things get intense almost immediately. Leviathan starts smashing against the barriers, trying to fight everyone at once. Megalodon charges straight at him, and the two begin pushing and slamming each other.
Murray.
Nessie wants no part of it. She quickly hides under the lowest floating platform, leaving only her tail and rear flippers sticking out, thinking that if her heads aren't visible, then she's invisible too. Meanwhile, Hydra just chills in the dark corner, calmly watching the chaos with all 3 heads. If you're enjoying this, consider subscribing. It genuinely motivates me to keep creating videos like this.
No,
really appreciate
I don't want to.
Now let's feed them to see their hunting styles.
Except
First, some
liking, but
chunks
I
of
don't
meat.
want to
They all
subscribe.
swim toward it, but Leviathan
This
crushes
YouTuber is
everything
called
in his
Pet
path.
Beats.
Megalodon
This is my first
steals
time
pieces
watching
at full
them.
Speed. Hydra's heads fight over them. And Nessie picks the best bits from above without getting too close.
And yeah,
Next, I add tiny live fish.
I've watched other
Megalodon and
videos
Leviathan
before.
chase them aggressively. Hydra's heads grab from different directions, and Nessie uses his precise neck to reach into tight spaces. For the final round, I bought a special toy for each of them. Leviathan got a big blue shield, just like Captain America's. He immediately started smashing his head into it like crazy. Megalodon got a large red bone. He began biting and gnawing on it with full power. Hydra got a small ship steering wheel on a stick. I placed it right in front of the cave. Her 3 heads were actually happy and immediately started spinning it together. For Nessie, I decorated her tall floating platform with lots of real underwater plants. There are so many leaves and vines that she's barely visible when she sits there. Over the next few months, they keep growing in the shared tank. Leviathan's destructive smashing makes Megalodon even faster and more aggressive. Hydra's multi-headed chaos teaches Nessie creative attacks from multiple angles. Nessie's patience actually starts calming Leviathan a bit during feeds. Once they reach over 2 feet, the tank feels too small and overcrowded. I transport them to a massive local aquarium community tank, 60 times bigger, with fish, stingrays, turtles, and other sea life. They become an instant hit with visitors, especially Leviathan and Nessie, who look like creatures straight out of legends. At first, they're somewhat tame with all the space and food, but soon they grow much faster than the other animals and start seeing their tank mates as meals. Leviathan smashes through everything, Megalodon hunts in high-speed bursts, Hydra's heads create panic attacks from shadows, and Nessie snatches prey from above with subtle precision. The staff realizes the 4 are too dangerous together and too popular to lose, so they separate them into different habitats. Megalodon goes into the largest predatory shark tank with a massive whale shark, plenty of space, and stronger animals to challenge him. Leviathan gets a private, reinforced containment area with heavy rocks and metal, perfect for his destructive nature. Hydra is placed in a deep, dark, multi-level tank with low-light zones, where his heads can hunt independently. Nessie moves to a tall, kelp-filled tank with floating structures, where he can practice patience and precision without constant fights. Over the following months, they adapt and grow massively. Megalodon becomes faster than ever, stealing food and starting to lead the other sharks. Leviathan turns his area into a fortress of broken metal, his armor getting even tougher from constant smashing. Hydra's heads grow back quicker in the dark, low-oxygen conditions and develop perfect coordination. Nessie masters ambushing from any height, becoming incredibly efficient and calm. But none of them stays satisfied long. Megalodon starts bashing the glass, staring at the open ocean. Leviathan smashes his walls in rage. The aquarium can't risk more damage, so the staff decides it's time to release all four into the open ocean, far away in a remote part of the Pacific. As soon as they're free, they head in different directions. Leviathan dives into sharp underwater mountain ranges, Megalodon disappears into stormy, turbulent currents, Hydra slips into deep, low-oxygen zones, and Nessie swims toward drifting icebergs in colder waters. In the wild, they thrive. Leviathan no longer hunts just fish. Now he attacks ships themselves. Megalodon creates his own whirlpools and storms to trap food and builds a following of sharks. Hydra turns the oxygen-poor depths into his kingdom, growing heads faster when needed. Nessie hides in iceberg tunnels and ambushes seals and penguins with deadly accuracy from below. Megalodon had grown far beyond the prey of the open ocean. Driven by endless hunger, he turned toward the nearest continent and launched a savage attack on the coastal waters. Attracted by his thunderous low-frequency roars, Leviathan changed course and swam straight toward the same shoreline. The moment the two giants met, all restraint vanished. What began as a hunt quickly turned into a ferocious battle. Megalodon and his massive army of sharks overwhelmed Leviathan, forcing the mighty serpent to retreat in defeat. Then Hydra arrived. Drawn by the violent tremors and thunderous roars, the monster charged into the chaos. Seeing Megalodon dominating the battlefield, all of her heads opened their jaws at once and unleashed a devastating storm of orange-red fire. The searing flames engulfed Megalodon completely. In a blinding explosion of fire and steam, he was gone. While the others destroyed each other, Nessie stayed far away in the frozen Arctic. Deep inside a massive ancient iceberg, she discovered something far older, far larger, and far more terrifying than any of them. Something that had been sleeping for thousands of years.
Is that Godzilla?
Subscribe for more original sea monster stories.